Coming up on this episode of the Village Idiom
is that there was a miniature wind turbine museum. Of all things, a miniature wind turbine museum.
So is it the museum has miniature versions of it, or it's a museum to miniature turbines?
Well, we went and saw it, and to be honest, it's not a big fan.
Dum dum da da, Village Idiom.
Hello and welcome to the Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that every week we choose a popular saying and we take it admittedly shallow, hopefully comedic, if we're lucky, interesting, if we're lucky, educational. Did I miss one? Dive into its usage, its origins, its history, its background, its upbringing, if you will.
Where it came from, its roots.
Its roots. But mostly we're just going to use it to hang our otherwise directionless conversation on. My name is Jurassic Mark.
And I'm Skitty. It's finally here, friends.
What?
Episode 213.
Is that a magic number?
No. It's got a 2, 1, and 3 in it.
Which adds up to 6.
That's important.
6, which is F. This is the 6th letter of the alphabet.
Mm-hmm. Which brings us really close
to
our idiom for today.
Our idiom for today is this. Oh, you remember when I played it last week?
Yeah.
It's still ready to go. Here we go.
We may have sailed too close to the wind.
Why do I keep having it so quiet? I don't understand.
Well, I think the opening music is still playing.
Well, you know, I can only do 3 things at once. Should we try again? Where is it? This is nothing but professionalism here.
We may have sailed too close to the wind on this one, Sibs.
Sailing too close to the wind.
Too close to the wind for the 3rd time. Perfect.
For the 3rd time.
Well, there's 2 this week and then one last week. We'll get it.
We may have sailed too close to the wind on this
That's
one,
why it starts with an F.
You can never get... Oh, we did say 5, 1, 3, which is 6. Should I play it 2 more times?
Well, no, this is F for 4th.
You can never get too much of the Animaniacs, in my opinion.
I don't know that I've seen a single full episode.
What?
Yeah.
You've never seen Potty Emergency?
No, it's like when people say they haven't seen Star Wars. I have not seen
Animaniacs. Animaniacs was just gold mine when that came out.
Yeah, I'm just not in that loop. When you sent this to me of like, what is it again? The wind? Something?
Sailing too close to the wind.
I for sure thought you goofed it up and meant flying too close to the sun. Like Icarus.
That's a different one.
Yeah, but that's what I thought you meant. I'm like, oh, he's goofed it up.
We'll do that one too one day, just for you.
Yeah, so I had
should have done back to back.
I had to look. I was like, are you sure? And then as soon as I started typing it in, it filled it in for me. Like the internet knew.
Yeah.
That you weren't wrong. I was convinced you were wrong.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
But the
internet, I'm glad that's your go-to.
The internet's got your back, though.
Your go-to, he must be
wrong.
For
sure he screwed this up. Like,
thanks.
There's no other outcome for this.
It can't be that I've never heard of it.
No.
He has messed this up.
He has
what
to
an
have done
idiot.
That.
I can't wait till I get to tell him this.
So today's idiom, flying too close to the sun.
To sail too close to the wind.
Which it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, we'll get to it, man. It'll all be cleared up.
Why I during the summer,
so you've clearly not used this idiom in your own life.
No, but what's funny was because we were going across the prairies when I drove across Canada last summer, is that there was a miniature wind turbine museum. Of all things, a miniature wind turbine museum.
So is it the museum has miniature versions of it, or it's a museum to miniature turbines?
Well, we went and saw it, and to be honest, it's not a big fan.
I walk into him every single week. Every week. You've got, right out of the gate, you've got something that I do not see coming. Wow.
Your reactions make it worth it. No, but I will say this. This is not a big fan. When going to Alberta on a previous trip, and there's no, you're not going to get sideswiped. The wind turbine farms, and in this particular area, were run by the Hutterites.
Wow.
The Hutterite wind turbines. I'm like, so when I see, you think Hutterite, it's like an Amish person. And so I'm like, what are the Amish doing selling? So they sell energy back into the grid to make money. And so I had to look it up, and the Hutterites are like Amish, but technology is okay.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So they're driving cars and it's not horse and buggies unless it's just a preference.
Technology is okay. But this was actually caught me interesting regarding the Hutterites was the article I was reading. He said a Hutterite minister was asking about his views on the impact technology was having on Hutterites. His response left no doubt about how big of a challenge this is. He said, "We've survived hundreds of years in severe persecution, but I don't think we'll survive this."
Wow.
Related to technology.
As in what? What does that mean?
So it was like they talk about the challenges of like media and movies and cell phones and the things that their kids are.
Oh, with regard to
technology
legacy.
Yeah, he's like, we've survived hundreds of years of like persecution and terrible things. I don't think we're going to get out of this one.
We're going to lose the next generation.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, and that says a lot. While we're not Hutterites nor living that lifestyle, but it does say a lot of the impact of what that has on our culture.
Oh, for sure.
And that they don't think they'll survive. Like Hutterites are an endangered species.
Right. Yeah, so this Hutterite community. Anyways, they're selling electricity back into the grid. Because I'm like, why are the Amish involved in selling electricity? And like, it made no sense. And then, so yeah, the Hutterites are tech-friendly Amish.
So they're only Amish-ish.
They're Amish. Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, but
so
yeah,
interesting.
His perspective was that they were going to make this one. Yeah, this could be the last of us because technology. Yeah. Well,
wow.
So, anyways, I thought that was.
That
interesting.
Brings us right back to Sail.To.Close.To.The.Wind.
Sailing too close to the wind. Well, it's not that far off, actually.
No, it's not that far off. Yeah, I had definitely heard this idiom. I thought it meant something else, and I'm not even sure I could tell you what I thought it meant. I thought it was like just living frivolously, like he sails too close. Like, I don't know if I was conflating it with
Too Close to the Sun,
3 sheets to the wind or something.
Oh, another wind one. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. You can break the silence. You can break your fast. Why is it breaking wind?
Wind has been broken. But
it hasn't.
Gaseousness.
Why is it breaking? You're adding to.
You can break the dawn. You can break a fast.
But you're not breaking the wind. You're providing it. When you say break fast, you're not starting a fast. You're ending it.
You're breaking it.
So breaking wind, you're not ending the wind. You're starting it.
Oh, wow. That's very different.
Right?
It's like
when you break your water, the water comes out. When you break your wind, the wind comes out. Okay, I just talked myself into a corner. Sailing too close to the breaking wind. Sail too close to the wind. I do have a quick little game which we've played in the past of just guessing the origins. You want to play along?
Sounds good.
I've got 3 potential answers, and one of them is correct. Sail Too Close to the Wind. Does the origin story have its roots in Hermes, a.k.a. Mercury?
Okay. Well, if it's breaking wind, then it's clearly about Uranus.
No, I'm not talking about the planets.
Oh,
the mythological guy with the wings on his shoes?
That's what I was talking about, too.
Yeah, same. Wait a minute. Does Atlas have wings on his shoes? No, it's Hermes. It's Mercury.
It's the Nike one.
It's Red Bull. Anyway, Hermes, a.k.a. Mercury, and if I've screwed up, which I have not, the guy with the wings on his shoes.
Okay, I got it.
Is it number 2? Ready for this one? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Or is it number 3? As obvious as it seems, does it just come from nautical usage?
It sounds boring, but I've got to go nautical.
Yeah.
Nautical. That it has to be something related to.
You're nautical.
You're nautical. Yeah, I don't know anything about the background.
Feel like being nautical?
It's because
let's tie the knot.
Well, that just all of these things tend to have roots in some realistic. So, oh man,
Hermes is real.
Well, the story of Icarus and this Too Close to the Sun would be in that vein. So I think I'm being tricked. So I'm going to go with nautical. Nautical. But Village Idiom children, you may have a different opinion. Let's see who wins this one.
All right, let's take a look.
Lock your votes in.
I said some words. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind. Origins.
So I did learn a little bit from this, and I can tell you that it is not mythological. There's no Hermes, there is no Mercury, there is no wings on the shoes. Mm-hmm. I can also tell you that it is not from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, are we 2 for weeks in a row?
I think more. I mean, you nail the guessing game every week, and the Village Idiom children have to only trust that you're not cheating and looking it up. Mm-hmm. But trust me, he doesn't look anything up. It's way better. Like we did talk about it in the beginning.
If it takes effort like that.
213 episodes ago, we did talk about who's doing research.
I had to look up what it meant.
Yeah.
But I don't know about its origin.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's sailing too close to the sun.
So I know you don't like
that's
our idiom origin stories that come from non-figurative beginnings. Like, what was the one that you had such a big deal with? You're like, but then it's not an idiom. But it is now. But its origins come from originally...
The whole point of it being an idiom is that it doesn't say what it says. It doesn't mean
so
what it
that's
says.
how it's used now. But its roots are in an actual sailing phrase. So to sail too close to the wind means to steer the boat as near as possible to the direction that the wind is coming from. So it almost is like steering into the wind. With a sailboat is actually impossible.
Yes.
So if the wind were coming at you from 12 o'clock, you might be going at around 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock.
Yes.
So which feels like you're going into the wind, but there's enough of an angle that the wind is still pushing you using your rudders and whatnot. Mm-hmm. The wind is still which is interesting. Like, wind is coming this way.
You're referring to tacking.
I don't know. Wind is coming this way, and you can steer this way. It's kind of like
that's amazing.
The wind is coming from 12, and you can go towards it, sort of, at 2.
Yeah,
it's fascinating. I've never gone sailing, but so the reason it's flying too close to the wind in nautical terms is that going in that direction, you're right on the edge of it failing and it catching you the wrong way and either stopping you because you don't have the wind on your side anymore, or actually blowing you over. Mm-hmm. So flying too close to the wind means you're doing something that's incredibly risky that could be devastating to your purpose.
So my father-in-law enjoys sailing and has just a little sailboat. I don't know. It can't be much more than like maybe 12, 14 feet kind of thing. It's just a little like something that could slip onto a
like
trailer.
in Tommy Boy.
Yeah, that one. That kind. And
the kind that every kid draws.
He was out in the Okanagan and out on the lake there doing his thing, and it was a nice, beautiful, windy day, so he's excited to get out there, and the sail tipped over. And so it's just like, there's procedure to kind of get yourself back up, right? But there's a kind of a center
mast.
Yeah, it's the one that goes into the water. It's like a center ruddery kind of thing.
Okay,
I'm not up on my sailing, but anyways, there's this center piece that goes down that as you're tipped over, it helps keep,
right yourself again.
Not even that. Like, so while you're sailing through, it's the one buried in the water. However it all works in sailing language, helps keep you up. Anyways, when it went over, everything all dislodged and it went to the bottom of the lake. This long, it's got to be about 4 feet kind of. It's not a rudder, but it's like
an upside down dorsal fin.
Yeah, that exactly. Yeah, and that went down. And so his adventures on getting it back. So he's like hyper frugal, and you or I will go, like Amazon.
I guess I'm
please
getting
replace
a new
one.
one. Yeah.
$300 and it'll be here in a day.
Is it something you could just reaffix to your boat?
It like when you get your boat in and set up, it's like you put it on and slide it down.
Oh, I guess you would need it to be removable for transport.
For transport, yeah. Anyways, so all of his ideas on how he's going to get to the bottom, which include like tying rocks to himself.
To himself?
Tying rocks to himself to take himself down to the bottom of the lake, and using a garden hose to feed himself air.
These are ideas or attempts.
No, he did it.
That's flying too close to the wind.
Yeah, and of course, as it
Wait,
turns
no,
out,
he did that with the garden hose.
He did it with the garden hose.
And was successful.
No.
Oh.
It wasn't successful.
Wow.
I can't even remember in the end how he got it back or if he had to get another one. But it was the idea of putting rocks to yourself to get to quickly descend, and then the garden hose, because once you blow out the air, it's not like after a certain length of hose, you're not blowing the air into oblivion.
That's what I was just going to say.
It's dirty air still in the hose.
Wouldn't you know before you ever went in the water that's not going to work? Like, did he not try it first?
I don't know. But it just describes him. He made his own wetsuit.
Sorry, who is this?
My father-in-law.
Oh, okay.
It's hilarious for that kind of stuff. Yeah, love his stories. That's a little too close to the wind.
Yes.
Yeah, breathing your own CO2.
Yeah, so we didn't start by saying...
While you have rocks.
We didn't start by saying how this idiom is used, but you use it when someone is taking a risk by doing something that might get them in trouble. So sometimes that's a legal thing, like, oh, that's right. I don't think it's illegal. That's right on the line. You are flying too close to the... Yeah, but I'm downloading music by doing this. Right. So it's not actually down... Like that whole world, you are flying too close to the wind.
Exactly. There's a... of all like the hormones and things that work through your body, there's like 4 kind of primary ones that make a person happy. Between, I think it's like
serotonin,
oxytocin, dopamine,
and testosterone.
That makes me happy. Man, let's see if we can dig it up real quick. The 4th one.
Hey Google, what are the 4
endorphins
hormones? Never mind. Don't answer me.
Endorphins, dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin. And so in Nevermind Donuts in New York, that's the one.
Yeah, thanks Google.
And so in thrill-seeking behavior. Thank you, Goggle. Okay, Goggle, stop.
You said Goggle.
Yeah, I was referred to her as Goggle when I don't want her to listen.
Yeah, but you were yelling for her to stop.
Oh, I see.
You still said Goggle.
Oh, there you go. So she shouldn't have understood, but she did. So she's listening all the time anyways. I love my government. Anyways.
More taxes, please.
So the thrill-seeking type behaviors, like...
One more jab.
Releases adrenaline and endorphins. And so thrill-seeking behavior becomes at an endorphin rush.
Right.
Yeah, between those things that make you feel like, well, when it's a little too close to the wind, sailing a little too close to the wind, that rush of that.
Is that the name of that thing under the boat? Is the endorphin? So, yeah, I think with regards to sailing, it's not even about risk. So this is its origins. It's not about risk for the sake of adventure. It's like you have a direction to go, but you're like,
well,
but in its idiomatic use, it's exactly that. It's like it's for the rush, it's for the adventure, it's for the the loophole.
The 20-year-old version driving a car down the freeway when you're like bobbing and weaving through traffic and you think you're Mario Andretti or Dale Jr. or whatever you think you are, and just that rush of the endorphins, the adrenaline.
There's also a lack of fear back then.
Yeah, and just general stupidity.
Yeah,
all of these things. But like this is like dangerous. This is illegal. I shouldn't be doing this, but I am.
Yeah,
I'm a bad boy.
Right. Yeah, sailing too close to the wind.
Yeah, that thrill-seeking type behavior. There's a little rush that comes from that.
Yeah. So the expression "close to the wind," just close to the wind, not too close to the wind, has been known in sailing circles for literally centuries, and it's first recorded in Captain John Smith's Manual for Sailors, called A Sea Grammar in 1627. And this piece, in the language of the English Stuart Court, explains the ins and outs of sailing close to the wind. But every time I read this Old English, it's not that it's hard to pronounce. It's that, like, the word sail has an E at the end. The word keep and own has E's at the end. The word again has E at the end. So it's like you're looking at it going, I want to read this phrase. So here's what it says. If you would sail against the wind or keep your own, that is, not to fall to leeward or go back again, by hauling off close your bowlings. with me so far? Mm-mm. You set your sail so sharp as you can to lie close by a wind, thwarting it a league or two, or more or less, as you see cause. First on the one board and then the other. This we call boarding or beating it up on the tack. There you go, in the wind's eye. Or bolting to and again, but the longer your boards are, the more you work to gather into the wind. So, gives us nothing. But it's 1627. They're talking about sailing too close to the wind.
There you go.
It became a figurative use not until the 19th century. So, in the grand scheme of idioms, this is it's a young pup.
The nonsensicalness of it is that in order to sail, period, you have to sail close to the wind.
It's sail
you have to have,
with the wind.
You have to have some wind at all to be able to get yourself going.
Yeah,
otherwise, it's not sailing anymore.
Close to it, yeah.
How can you not sail too close to it unless you're in it? Which would mean
can you be any closer? I'm in it.
I'm in it right now.
You're too close.
This doesn't work unless I'm in it.
I could go indoors. Don't mind me. Yeah. Well, that's the extent of my knowledge with Sail Too Close to the Wind. I hope you enjoyed it.
I like it. I will close this segment out before we head into the riddlings with
okay, what do you
got? Two windmills were standing in a wind farm. One asks, "What's your favorite kind of music?" The other says, "I'm a big metal fan." And there we go.
That's great.
Yeah, I saw that one on the interwebs.
The interwebs.
Riddlelink, let's do it.
All right. Riddlelink is a game we like to play. It takes a two-part trivia-based question, requires a two-part overlapping answer. So, for example, last week, episode 212, go back and check it out. You're going to love it. It was Rags to Riches. The origin story, the history of Rags to Riches will blow your mind.
Mind blowing.
Specifically, and I jotted this down. This sounds great already.
Is technologically Amish.
Oh.
This obese Star Wars worm is technologically Amish.
That's got to be Jabba the Hutterites.
Now, would you be putting down your Hutterite friend by calling him Jabba the Hutterite?
You Jabba the Hutterite.
Yeah, just put down that chicken leg, Jabba the Hutterite. Anyway.
Okay, let me give you one. How about this? Everything must go, but it's nautically risky.
Okay, tell me again.
Everything must go, but it's nautically risky.
So I don't know if it's like bargain sale or fire sale too close to the wind.
Yeah, you're on the right path. I was going for clearance sale.
Clearance sale too close to the wind.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Everything must go.
Everything must go. Anyway, that's good. Fire sale. Okay, I got a second one here.
What is a fire sale? I mean, is it actually like smoke damaged or
I don't
what's
know.
a fire sale?
I don't know. We got to get rid of all this stuff before we do an insurance claim. Okay, here we go. This farty phrase generates electricity with a large fan. This farty phrase generates electricity with a large fan.
Is it a break the windmill?
That'll work. I was going with breaking wind turbine.
Oh, wind turbine. Okay.
Yeah, but that'll kind of work.
Yeah.
For grounding grain.
Well, I just brought up breaking wind earlier, and it just served your purpose.
It did.
That's great. Okay, I got one more, but why don't you tell everybody how they can play along?
You can reach out to us on Instagram at the.village.idiom or email us thevillageidiompodcast@gmail.com, or whether it's the Facebooks, the YouTubes, or the Twitters at 3 Minutes Gone.
Awesome. Here it is. You ready for it?
Let's do it.
To take an edgy risk on July 4th.
Wow.
To take an edgy risk on July 4th.
And that is 3 Minutes Gone.
Ooh. You got that one. Come on.
I don't got that one.
You have until next week.
Okay, I'll think about it a little bit more. Well, it's fun putting today's episode together. We enjoyed ourselves. Get back to your treadmill or to your workplace or whatever you're doing. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. I'm Skinny.
Maybe you should just turn your phone off and go to sleep.
Good night, everyone.
I'm Jurassic Park.
I'm still Skinny. That is the end of this podcast.
That's 3 minutes gone.